What's going on? Welcome to the wide world of technology and COVID-19 ages, right? Kind of crazy. We've got people from all over the country right here in the center screen, of course, the Black Moods. Guys, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna qualify this right now by saying the new album is out today. Even though we're doing the video on Thursday, it won't go up to everybody else until Friday tomorrow, which in case the album is out today, it's called Sunshine.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, no doubt. Tell us a little bit about about how this album came to fruition. It's been a little bit of time between the last full record and this one.
Yeah, it's been almost 3 years since we've been making it, and we still don't have it in our hands yet. It's coming.
It's supposed to be here like today, like literally. So like the CDs and stuff like that.
But you can tell, I think, in the songs the way it is, since it took almost 3 years to get it done. That because we toured so much, we would record like 3 songs here and then tour for whatever months, and then 4 songs here, and Johnny would fly in. So they actually had time to grow. Unlike like Medicine, a lot of those records, a lot of those songs, we wrote them that day and recorded them that night, and it stands out to me like that. I can hear that on the record. But these songs with Johnny coming in, it's just, us now. I think it sounds like us more than anything. So that's how that happened.
Now, tell me about how you guys got hooked up with such a legendary producer in Johnny K, and what you did on the last album that is so different from the stuff that you did with Johnny K.
Well, we met Johnny K through Adelita's Way, through Rick. He highly recommended him. And he told us from the get-go, he's like, he's going to challenge you. He's going to be tough, but he's going to bring out the best of you. And he drove him crazy.
He was a dick. I mean, it was all the right things, because we like to have fun, and we like to get along with everybody. And so when he comes in, he's there. He's coming in to ruffle your feathers. Like, that's one of the reasons you brought a guy in outside of what you do, because we work with each other. Like, okay, that sounds good. He'll play off this. Well, Johnny comes in to be like, that sucks. Rewrite that. That's good. We need these lyrics are bland. We need to change this up. What do you got? And then you got to be like
very blatant. No kid gloves. No nothing.
South End, Chicago.
He's not there to be your friend. He's there to get you to work. And then luckily for us, he came out as both. He's one of our closest friends now.
Yeah.
So
wow. That's dynamite. Andy, I know you did a little preparation going into this, and you go way back with the band as well. What do you have on your mind?
Chico, how many cajones do you have?
4.
Do you have a turbo slap cajon?
I do not.
See, there you go, my friend. James Wright, I mean, we've been listening. I don't know when we met you, a couple years ago, a little show here in Reno. Josh's voice was totally shot, but we partied in a suite at the Aces Stadium, and we had a great time. And, it's probably a moment we won't forget, and we've been following you ever since. And it's really interesting to me, because we've seen you guys a number of times live, to hear the songs on this record, the stuff that we have heard, and they're all familiar, because I think some of them we've heard before, and it kind of goes right back to you, Josh. You talked about you wrote this album over time, a few songs at a time. How many of the songs on this record have you played live, and how many are new that no one has heard yet?
Well,
Home's new.
I think we've got a few, 3 or 4. I think people that they haven't heard. Like Wrong is one that we haven't really played.
Lack of Love.
I think we played it that one time, just trying to test it.
We actually learned it last night.
Yeah, we've been in heavy rehearsals for this live stream we're gonna do.
So we've been relearning our songs that we wrote.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, Do It Again is one we've played, but not for a long time. And so there's probably 3 or 4 that are going to be new to people that have seen us before.
Right, and so how have those songs changed from the initial time that you wrote those or when you started writing those to when Johnny, you know, and Johnny got a hold of them and you guys really worked together to do that?
Well, like Wrong, Josh and I wrote with the previous bass player probably 2 years before.
Yeah, I mean, we were just kicking around ideas.
Yeah,
It wasn't anything solid.
it wasn't completely finished, but it was definitely 75%. And then like Lack of Love, we wrote right in the studio. Josh just had a little idea and then gave it to Johnny, who made some sort of.
Johnny would come through if I can cut in.
Yeah, you might as well.
Johnny would come, like when we would hang out, he'd always, like before he got on the plane or wherever it was taking off or at the end of the session, he'd give me a song of the day would be the thing, you know, or song of the week. And with that one, I was just in the studio by myself, and he's like, the Cars, to the Cars is all he said. Listen to the Cars. And so, because we've been doing everything just pretty much like, you know, 70s, 60s, 70s, Doorsy, bass, Zeppelin-y kind of stuff. And so he thought, try something that's, you know, more late 70s, 80s, a little more quirky. And so I just like listened to some Cars, and then I wrote Lack of Love. And so I mean, I don't know if anybody else can get that, but I definitely hear the Cars influence on that. So
Now listen for it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
And we'll get sued.
You know, like I said, everybody who's joining in here is from all across the country. Sean, I'm going to go to you first because for whatever reason, your video still looks like we're looking at the palm of your hand or I don't know. I don't know what the hell we're looking at aside maybe your bathroom.
I've ever seen.
Girlfriend or wife came in and then bolted really quick. So I'm going to unmute you. And Sean, tell us where you're from, how you know the band, and what question you have for him. You're on, man.
Actually, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and me and you, Jave, have met before.
Yeah, my old hometown.
We were on Enough's Enough's tour bus back in the mid-'90s.
Wow, gypsy enough.
Yep. Anyway, my question is, what was the reason behind the bass player change?
Okay, good question.
We couldn't find Jordan early enough.
Yeah.
We knew the whole time when we had fill-in bass players that they weren't the guy. You know, it's you can tell, but Chico and I like to work, and so we had to have somebody at that point, and we hadn't met Jordan yet.
But yeah, I actually met you all when you played San Antonio last year with Whitesnake.
Right.
I sent you a picture yesterday on Messenger. It was me and my friend LJ.
Oh, right now? Yes, I did see that picture.
I don't know how to work that, so I haven't seen that.
I remember that.
Yeah, I bought both your CDs and you signed them for me.
Oh, that's all cool, man. The Aztec, that's a cool place, too.
Yeah,
yes, very good. I hope you come back soon.
We will, as soon as they'll let us out.
Yeah.
We're in a cage of emotion.
Sean, thanks very much for the question. I'm going to continue rolling around here. Debbie, I know you're I've seen you sip something there. Are you already drinking margaritas or?
No, Diet Coke. Just Diet Coke. Sorry.
Don't lie to us.
I'm on the clock for work right now. So.
And this is just Bailey's actually today.
That's great, Bailey's. Debbie, where are you from, and what's your question for the Black Moods?
Well, I'm in Mesa, Arizona, so I'm right up the street.
Okay.
So I was kind of wondering how you guys are, what are you guys thinking about this whole new way of the corn stream and this whole new thing? How are you guys thinking and feeling about that? And do you think that once we get back to whatever our new normal is going to be, this has become so popular, do you think that's something that's going to still be mainstream? And do you think you're going to continue to do that? Maybe connect with more fans that haven't been able to connect with you in person?
We're adaptable. I think that's one thing that we're, as musicians and artists, that's what you kind of have to be as you grow. As the media grows and internet changes like every day, we're just going to grow with it, do the same thing. Sure, we're going to play concerts. That's like what we do. But if we do these live videos, I think that's cool too. You know what I mean? It's a little different, but we're learning. And
and we were talking about this before we went out on tour with Royal Bliss, because our studio is just it's our favorite place to be, hanging out and recording. So we were thinking before we went out, we'd already had a meeting about it with management, and we were going to have like rehearsal and had like 10 people, like just a small little show, but we were going to do something like that at our place. And
record it, both audio and video.
We were going to do what we're doing right now. We didn't think we would have to do it that way. That was just going to be something we wanted to do. And then once the tours got canceled, they just kind of threw that into overdrive where we had to really get it together. And that's been the hardest part, is making it come across through it sound like it does. That's a lot of the bands we've been seeing it. So we've worked really hard in making sure our sound it
translates.
Yeah, it's good. And because I just cringed when I've heard some of the stuff, and that's the scary part of it. So
yeah, and we're perfectionists, and so it takes us. We've been working on this one for a week already that we're doing on Saturday. We've been doing rehearsals. We've already been working on the sound.
Yeah, it's more exhausting to do the live streams because it takes all week to rehearse and get the camera cuts and the angles and the lighting. All
we
that
know
stuff.
what Saturday Night Live feels like now.
Yeah, on like this size of the scale, but it's intense.
It's still so moving forward, because concerts probably won't happen for a while. And so we also want to be innovative, and we're just coming up with different ideas. And, somebody's been bringing up doing the drive-in concerts, so, we're already starting to talk about that and see what's going to happen, what we can do there. So just always moving forward, you get thrown something. It's like, okay, how do you take it? And, at first we were super bummed, but, get right back on and make it better.
We've been working more off tour. It's been harder work not being on the road, sleeping in a bus than it has been right now. So
yeah, great question, Debbie. And by the way, I think you are part of history in the making right here. I'm pretty technically adept, and I don't think I've ever seen a fan interview with the band thing done in this style yet. So and we have one planned tomorrow with John from Skillet. We're going to do the same type of thing.
Cool.
And probably a lot more of that. The gig economy, and you guys can reflect a little bit on this as well. The gig economy is anybody who, has been working out of their house, or maybe they have a side hustle or whatever. But as far as bands are concerned, I mean, you guys are like the nucleus of the gig economy, right? And you've had to adapt. Have you looked at doing additional merchandising? I mean, not a lot of bands have got their own wine. What's in store for you merchandising-wise as you try and keep income flowing into the band when you can't go out there and tour and merchandise at town after town, city after city?
Well, that's exactly what we did. Is we have several managers, and one of them left the company, and so I took over what he was doing for merch for our online thing, and I actually just really looked in depth into it, and I found out all these different cool things that we could get, and that's actually been keeping us going. Is merch. We started doing pre-orders for the CD, and it's been pretty lucrative so far, and we don't spend anything because we're not on the road, so
yeah, that's where the cost comes in. It's so expensive. But thing is, right now, if you could be out on the road, I know where gas is like $1.05 in some places. This would be the time to tour.
Yeah, no doubt, right? I'm thinking black coffee moods, and I know somebody who does coffee right there too. So and coffee mugs,
Yes.
$20, you get a bag of coffee, the black moods on a black coffee mug like this, right? What do you think, anyways?
Andy, yeah, call me. You gotta figure that out. I've had it. I've had the coffee. It's good.
I just texted Chico.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, moving right along, Christina, I know you're a super fan. Where are you from? And you still have your Cinco de Drinko stuff in the background there. What's your question for the Black Moods? And is there any relationship here?
Well, we were actually introduced to the Black Moods through Roger Clyde and the Peacemakers. The first time we heard them, we were hooked. So it goes back many years. And we're fortunate enough, we're from Phoenix, Arizona. So anytime the Black Moods play local, we get to drive right over and watch them and catch a show. So I feel we're lucky that we get to catch a lot of their shows.
Yeah, and we get a chance to see them down in Rocky Point, Mexico, too, which is a blast, man. We have a great time down there. They've got a great following here in the Phoenix area, and we just love them to death. Thanks for having us on, Jay. Our question is it's a weird time of year to be asking this, but Christina and I always wondered, hey, what's it like touring around the holidays, like Thanksgiving and Christmas? I mean, do you dread it? Do you enjoy it? What's it like?
It's great because we dread our families.
Yeah, it's more stressful to be with it. We're like, oh, sorry, we got a tour. Oh, I can't make it.
I'm kidding.
It's strenuous, you know. There's times there's ups and downs, you know, hills and valleys, like everything. Anybody's got to work during that time. We always miss our families, whether it's Christmas time or not. I feel like when we're on the road, but you know.
Well, we're also, you know, we've been broke musicians like for so long, like working hard, like we couldn't afford to go home a lot of the times, you know. So we would just kind of, you know, hope that there's a fast food place open, go cry yourself to sleep after. No, it wasn't. It's never been that bad. We've always had people that have really taken care of us. But as far as being out during the holidays, the only thing that's tough about that is the snow and the ice and the, you know, that's some of those places get scary.
Yeah,
we've
had some
had
incidents.
some nail biters for sure.
We're like, okay, guys,
that's
hold on.
Yeah, that's so. I don't know when the last time we were all home.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's usually like the week, like the day before Christmas, and then we'll probably be home for like 2 weeks. We do New Year's usually in Phoenix, and then we're off again. But you know, we live on the road, so it's
Thank God for FaceTime these days, you know. That helps.
Yeah. It's definitely tough because Josh and I both have kids, and that's really the toughest part is not being able to see your son.
All right, good question.
Hey, by the way,
Oh wait, what?
Sorry, I just muted you. Go ahead.
I just want to say, hey, your live stream audio is awesome. So far, the best I've seen.
Thank you so much. Well,
Thank you,
I hope Saturday goes just as good.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. Like I said, we do have a bit of a time limit here. You've been patiently standing by, Alicia. Tell us where you're from. I like the guitar on the back wall. Is that is that a Martin? Is that a Yamaha? What is that? And what's your question for these guys?
It's an Ibanez.
An Ibanez. I have the same thing.
And I'm Chico's cousin. He made that reference earlier. That's a little fun. And I get to ask the fangirl question. I would like to know what the band's favorite Black Mood songs are.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I don't know. I like.
Go ahead. Okay. For me,
Rhythm section.
like drum for playing drums, it's Without a Warning. That's a really fun one, and Belladonna and Can't Sleep at Night. They're actually, if you're a drummer and listen to them, they're the exact same song almost.
I write the same song over and over again, just change the lyrics.
I would probably say Can't Sleep at Night because that was, believe it or not, before I joined these guys, I was in a band out in LA that I won't get into. And I actually bought their first record, The Black Moons, that had Can't Sleep at Night on it. And I was like, God, this song is awesome. And then flash forward so many years later, somebody gave me a call and they were like, hey dude, I got this audition and I can't take it. I'm like, okay, I'm on a flight. He's like, what's the band name? He's like, The Black Moons. And I'm like, I know those guys. So that was the song for me that really actually got my attention.
I love that song.
I don't know. That's tough. It really all depends on what mood I'm in, you know, because everything changes with that.
What if you're in a black mood?
Yeah.
If I'm in a black mood,
We have a song called Black Moon.
I don't know. I would say I like to say it for the last time because like it's just not only because I know when we play that song, we're at the end of the set and nothing crazy, nothing's went down, so the shows went well. And once it's like seeing the finish line, so you can just let go and just you just it's the best. I have the best time because, like I said, it's see the finish line when you play. You can just you don't worry if your string breaks or if your shoes fly off or whatever it is, you know. So for me, it's usually that. That's the vibe.
You know, I'd like to springboard on that question, Alicia. What's the most difficult song that either you guys have had to record in the studio that challenged you the most, or the most difficult song to play live?
Wrong. One that you'll hear on the new record is a song called Wrong. It sounds very easy. It's like a pretty simple song when you just think about it, but performing it live and singing it is very hard. But I actually had a really hard experience, like recording it in the studio with Johnny K. There's this bass line at the end of the song that just like matches the drum fill, like really fast, like really fast drum fill that I'm matching the bass line. I couldn't nail it to save the life of me and Johnny K. There's actually a photo out there somewhere of me sitting there looking all doe-eyed.
He's got all short hair and stuff.
Josh and Johnny are like, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Like they're like looking at me and
all angrily, like,
and I've got this like look on my face, like I'm not gonna live through this recording session. And there's photo proof of it. Like I'll find it somewhere. But wrong, I would say, is that's one where it's deceiving.
Yeah, we didn't think that one through when we were writing. But yeah, that's one that's tough to get. It's kind of like doing this thing. You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's singing it and playing that one because we've never done it. It kind of all got pieced together in the studio. Where the other songs we did that. We wrote it, but then we could play it right off the bat. Wrong kind of got caught up in, okay, they're going to do the bass here, the drums here, and then shuffle the rest of it here at some point. Move this here, this over here.
Yeah, I agree with Wrong, but also bad news for me. That was a little difficult in the studio. It's got some syncopation things that took me a little bit to learn. But yeah, Wrong definitely is the one that all of us are challenged.
But after a shot of Jameson, everything feels good.
Doesn't matter if it sounds.
It might not sound good.
It might not sound good, but it feels good.
Jordan, there was somebody who asked on Facebook something about your bass pedals. You've got a pretty unique and pretty big full sound. It's tough to have that wall of sound as a three-piece. Rush was able to accomplish that to a massive degree, and King's X to a large degree. But tell us about your bass pedals. What do you do to have such a big, warm, awesome bass tone?
Well, I have a series of different effects pedals that I use, like you said, to kind of fill in the gap between the guitar and the bass, since there's only 3 of us. So basically, I have what's called as a Sans Amp pedal, and it adds a little drive to my sound. So, if I jump into a chorus, I can click that on to build up the sound a little bit, add a little distortion. And then on top of that, I actually have a distortion pedal for Can't Sleep at Night. Is a very, very fuzzy song for the bass. And then I have an octave pedal. So there's just to fill in these different sounds, and a chorus pedal, and what else? There's a few different things. Which one?
What's the most consistent thing that you run the whole time through it?
Probably the Sans Amp. I would say it's like a driver is what it is, bass driver.
Okay. Dynamite. Well, guys, thank you very, very, very much for taking the time today. And again, just to pimp the fact that Sunshine, it's available out now everywhere, wherever you steal or buy music, download music. And then tomorrow night, you're doing the big album release party. Let's throw a little love for that. Tell us the specifics on that, no matter where you're watching in the country.
Tomorrow or Saturday?
Tomorrow. Today is Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday.
It'll be May 9th.
Right. Okay, there you go. You can qualify it. Again, This video is going live on Friday, Andy, so it's tomorrow for people.
Sorry, dude.
I gotta explain all this stuff.
Tomorrow, yeah.
So tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Pacific time, we'll be doing a Facebook Live.
Okay.
And just go to our Facebook page and the band page.
Yeah, we've been playing the album top to bottom, and then a couple other gyms.
Yeah.
And for folks who don't know, this is very, very important. I just discovered this like a week ago. If you're using the Amazon Fire Stick, download the Facebook Watch app. On the Facebook Watch app, you can log in just like Facebook, and it'll bring the picture and the sound and everything onto your big TV in your big living room, pumping through your big sound system. Probably the best way to watch this performance tomorrow night.
Cool. We're excited.
That's great idea.
So I'm Jave. He's Andy down there. Two Dudes Reviews. I'm from Rock 104.5 here in Reno. The Black Moods. Thank you guys so much for
everybody.
Thank you for having us.
See you guys.
Ride and all the listeners and fans here. We appreciate it. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Great.